This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hello again, it's your friendly neighborhood host, JT Wheatley, back for another episode of History Comics Podcast, this time with the final edition of the Christmas Classics, as we're going to go into a quick little review of Holiday Nights from the new Batman Adventures, which premiered on September 13th, 1997, and is technically the first episode of what is essentially the show, the new Batman Adventures, which is actually a continuation of the classic Batman the Animated Series. And of course, what this is another Christmas special written by Paul Dini and directed by stalwart Dan Reba, and which is basically a series of different segments covering different events during the holidays. The first taking place on December 22nd, in which Bruce Wayne gets brainwashed and kidnapped by Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn so they can go on a shopping spree. The second one takes place on Christmas Eve, where Barbara Gordon is out trying to find a last-minute gift for her dad, only to be at the mall, only to be interrupted when these strange children are robbing the store, and it turns out to be a classic Batman villain. And finally, there's New Year's Eve, in which Joker proclaims to Gotham City that he's made a New Year's resolution that next year he won't kill anyone, so he has to get it all out of the way now. And sure enough, he goes up to his usual hijinks, and it ends with one of the best ending scenes ever, the short New Year's Day segment that is absolutely fantastic, and is a perfect where Batman and Jim Gordon is one of the best scenes you ever see between the two characters. Yeah, no. This not only is this interesting enough, the first it'll be a Christmas episode, but it's also, like I said, the first episode of the new Batman Adventures, and it's where they did the redesigns of all the characters to make it more cartoony and stylized, thus matching with the Superman the animated series show, which it was paired with on the Kids WB Saturday morning run. And that way they were able to cross over, of course, leading to the classic World's Finest crossover movie event. But yeah, for the most part, the designs work. Batman looks great. It's great to see the Tim Drake Robin, though he's Jason Todd. I don't know why they call him Tim Drake. I guess Tim Drake was the Robin at the time. And so forth. But some don't make sense. I hate the look of the Joker without having any irises in his eyes. It's just weird dots. He looks way too cartoony. And the Riddler, I hated them going back that leotard Frank Gorshin look from the Adam West Batman. His suit was from the anime series is really cool. But overall, still it's great to have some more great Batman stories. And also of note, as I mentioned, Barbara Gordon / Batgirl appears in this episode, and it's when Tara Strong took over the role from Melissa Gilbert from the animated series. So yeah, which might be part of the beginning of one of her great vocal career. And she's made a great Batgirl ever since. And of course, she would also eventually play Harley Quinn and so forth. But yeah, all in all, Holiday Nights is another classic Christmas special from the Batman animated series library. Definitely check it out, and if you can. So yeah, if you're looking for one last little bit, and since it ties into New Year's Eve, check out Holiday Nights, because that is a true Christmas classic. And now is December 4th, 2025, time for the favorite comic of the week. G.I. Joe number 15 by Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley, which is part 3 of the Dreadnought War, as Duke and Cobra Commander find themselves going up against another new enemy, Road Pig, while the Dreadnoughts are chasing them, only things get progressively worse. Meanwhile, Destro continues to make moves behind Cobra Commander's back while he's obviously occupied. Williamson keeps the twist coming in this series. Like I said, Road Pig shows up, and that goes into a fascinating direction. And things just getting worse and worse for Duke and Cobra Commander. And their pairing is pretty cool too. And you really get to see Cobra Commander, like, once again, they do a great job with his character in that. As in the cartoon, he's not a physical threat, but he's still very much a very deadly and intellectual one. Like, he's not someone you want to turn your back on at any time. And even when he's tied up and seems to be beaten down, he always has an edge. His brain's always working, spinning gears. But he's going to need it with Destro, especially as there's a nice classic connection between another character from G.I. Joe that finally comes together. It looks very cool, and we'll see where that goes. And of course, it's matched by Tom Riley's art, which has a nice mix of grittiness and cartooniness to it, which is perfect for this series. which was supposed to be like a mix between sci-fi and, of course, military. Because this is some brutal action. Cobra Kai, even though he's not much of a physical threat, he has a trick or two in his sleeve. And also, Road Pig is just a vicious monster. And just a lot of fun in general. So yeah, this is once again another prime example of why the Energon universe is one of probably the best new shared universe in comics right now. Great read from beginning to end. Definitely check it out. And with that, we will conclude with this week's episode. Join me again next week for probably another archive of the Christmas classics. Though maybe I might try to dig up a fresh Christmas classic comic-wise. There's a more few out there. I haven't had a chance to check it out. But to then, hoping you're enjoying the holidays, Christmas, one of the best times of the year, as we count down into 2025 on to 2026 and all the great comics we've gotten this year. And of course, go out and enjoy yourself a good comic book. And definitely check out G.I. Joe, because that's been a fantastic read so far.